We are Smalltalk from Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm Dylan Ayers, brother of Josh Ayers, the guy who put on this Airwaves Music Festival.
I'm Ryan First, and the play bass is just a drum and bass combo.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I play drums.
Yeah.
You actually put on a very, very interesting show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, idea. Or something little, just trying to be like different but digestible is my kind of thing. Like I just like get people moving. It's about having fun.
Funky, sweet, and smooth.
Don't have much to say song-wise. We just kind of have fun up there, get people enjoying the evening.
Yeah, so we do a little half and half. Some vocals, mostly instrumental, hence small talk.
A lot of Les Claypool influence, a lot of slap, things like that. It's a funky, grooving evening.
So what's your audience like in Nashville?
So this was our first show in like 4
This
years.
was a reunion show.
It's a reunion show.
So it's
Okay.
growing.
Yeah, exactly.
Our Nashville
It's
audience is only
much
growing.
larger audience than it was before.
The funny thing is, though, we had to travel 3 hours outside of Nashville to play for a lot of people from Nashville.
Yeah.
So
This
a lot of the
awesome
other
location out here at Possum Trot.
Yeah, a lot of the other bands were from Nashville, and they stuck around and watched. So it's a great time out here.
Well, the word around the people that I asked, which is one of the things I do, is I go around and talk to people, was very positive. They
Cool.
liked your sound. They liked the fact that you were really tight.
That's great.
Good.
Which
Yeah,
was
that's
Yeah, that's
good
good.
to hear.
I like that one. Yeah.
Definitely my own worst critic. You can find other flaws.
I was about to say, yeah. If for a two-piece, we better be tight.
Yeah, yeah. You hear the mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get a lot of, that drummer really wanders all over the place,
Sure.
which was probably be a relief to you.
It took a lot to stay focused. Every once in a while, I'd catch myself looking down at the set list, like, what song's next? I'm like, no.
Don't think about
No.
it. Yeah.
I'm playing one song now. Stick
Tonight's
with
that
this.
night we practiced for.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it hard after working so long and being out in the sun today
No.
or yesterday rather, and
Like, for me, once I got up on stage, like, the adrenaline of wanting to play and stuff easily, like, allowed me to push through after working the whole weekend.
Sure. Once you start that first note, just kind of like, all right, it's our time. It's
Yeah.
time to have fun. It's not a job. It's not
Yeah.
an interview. It's just
it's just
having fun with your friends.
playing the bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. My biggest thing was just like, all right, don't rush the songs. Enjoy the moment.
There you go.
Got some compliments from the sound guys. That's always positive when he doesn't hate it. He's been around. They see the
Yeah.
good and the bad.
Even heard that our headliner, Daryl Scott, was very complimentary, yes,
Yeah,
to the
that's-
music.
He was.
great.
He was. He seemed like a decent guy. I've never met him. I knew who he was, of course, and just throw rose petals out and bow down as he walks past. But yeah, he seemed like a really good guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I'm glad he dug our stuff a little bit.
And
It was nice to have him open for us. We appreciate
Yeah.
him doing that.
yeah, he and his he was two-piece. Him and his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came up and joined him, and it sounded great.
It was quite an experience having him here. But you guys played tight, and it was kind of a different experience from him.
Yeah.
Sure.
A little different than going from Daryl to small talk. But that's good.
Take a sharp left turn and
Yeah.
hear something a little different, but still for everybody, I think.
Yeah, there's a few in there that are just real groovy and bouncy, and if you know them, you can sing along.
Yeah.
So, just looking at Smalltalk, it seems like the places that you can book are mostly dance venues,
Dance venues?
or, I would not rage venues. I don't think.
Yeah, we're not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind
But-
of a funky rock.
and funk rock and maybe dance venues and stuff like that.
Just give me a solid festival.
You know,
I'll take that all day.
Music festivals.
Yeah.
I don't see you playing the Saturday night in the bar.
hey,
Maybe. Well, I mean,
Necessarily.
I'll play anywhere, really. I don't care.
we'll convert people.
Yeah.
I'll play before anybody, really.
Oh, that was one of our favorite things years ago when we were playing a lot. It was just like, we'll play first. We will gladly play first. Set the bar.
Yeah, back it up. You get a lot of my favorite compliments are people, even like one of the guys taking photos last night that setting up, they just see bass and drums, and there you can read it on their face if they just don't tell you that, like, oh, this sounds kind of terrible. Like, oh, bass and drums, huh? But at the end of the night, most of the times they're like, that was really great. Like, it's good, you know, that's why I like being the different and digestible part. It's a little weird, but it's still for everybody. It's not, like, I love Frank Zappa, but there's some Frank Zappa I can't really listen to, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's in the medium range where it's for
you and
everyone.
everybody else.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, there's some I love, but there's some that I, as
Yeah,
much as I love
he's-
Zappa, I can't get into
He's
all of
not
it.
I don't think basically he's the universal guy for everybody.
Sure, but just that, you know
Not
what I mean?
quite.
Someone I still enjoy a lot. There's stuff I can't listen to, so it's
As do I, and I
Yeah.
think that's a part of his.
Catholic girl.
sure
Yeah.
the appeal really. That's
His
not,
appeal.
It's not, yeah,
It's like you have to listen to me because you might either hate or love me, but you have to listen to me.
you have to listen to all of it. There's a lot of
What's that? Watch
Threads
out where
throughout
the
it.
huskies go.
Yeah.
Don't you eat that yellow snow.
Yeah.
Songs that are not typical too. Like who's gonna write about
Yeah.
something like that? It's
Well,
fantastic.
Frank Zappa, but
Yeah.
yeah, not a lot of love songs. Not, you know what I mean? A lot of everything else.
yeah.
Yeah,
But then, but he had an awful lot of people who liked him, basically liked him.
sure.
So, yeah, I can see that. But in Nashville, do you think that there's that audience is beginning to exist?
Or something a little different.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, there's definitely, you know.
Yeah. I mean, with the freaking bump in Nashville that it's gotten over the past
Sure,
few
that's
years,
growing
like,
every month. I mean, it's definitely obviously
still a
country
huge
focus.
country
I'm not
thing, but
thinking like going to overtake country or anything, but it's just
no, not anytime soon.
it's it's music city. Like, yes, it's country music city, but there's plenty of different bands if you look around to some of those bars and plenty of venues there.
yeah.
Well,
The underground's growing.
I mean, could be I'm a little out of date.
I think because that's part of it, I think just today is there's so many opportunities. Like, you can record with, you know, someone in California, and you know it's not so specific as where you live that you know, make or break. You can do a lot of things
Yeah,
from anywhere these days. You know.
I mean, I know that in L.A. or New York or whatever, you'd be hot.
Sure.
Yeah. To love to go overseas though.
Yeah, it's not
I think that would be a big hit.
a prime market kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know much about the overseas market, but I suspect you would be.
I would assume that something, a 2-piece bass and drums coming out like this would be awesome over there. I think people would really dig it and appreciate it much more than basing it off of Nashville, where everybody's a musician. So you get your people standing in the back just like, oh, okay, yeah. Another group, yeah, that was cool, that was interesting. But
They did good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I play other towns and stuff, or when I did and whatnot, everywhere else I played, people loved it.
They
We're
would
so
experience it,
grateful
not
to-
review
yeah.
it. You know.
Yeah, so grateful to have just cool, fun, new, weird music coming through.
Actual good players.
Yeah. So, yeah, playing all around's better.
Yeah.
And playing modern music.
Yeah.
I mean, if you, as somebody who has been around, maybe even more than a lot of the bands, I will tell you, you are right on. I mean, if you go to Podunk or even the big city, it's like, even recently, they're like, where are the good bands?
Sure.
I mean, not in a place like Nashville. Well, there is no place like Nashville, but
Yeah.
where even the street guys are like, yeah, we got to get straight, guys, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Just get out there and just play. Don't be perfect. Just play.
Yeah.
Enjoy the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are a few other cities, but not that many, where the music is tight.
Mm.
So,
Leads
yeah.
the community, you know.
And that's a lot of what's in the music. It's being played by professionals who are good at what they're doing, like you guys.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
But the other side is the creative side. I mean, what are your influences?
Personally, I started off. I mean, I played bass because of Flea as a kid.
Yeah.
Early Chili Peppers. And then I grew into Claypool. That was like my
Oh,
two bass
Claypool, okay.
loves.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
That's a little obvious if you see some of the sets, but I mean, those are my bass influences. But honestly, all my musical influence. I love Tom Waits' influence in my bass playing. It's not a bass-driven band, but
Well, come on, it's Tom Waits.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's not like the other bands are very bass oriented.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's like just the mood of it. Like, you know, the atmosphere you get from different bands you can put into playing. It's, you know, that experience,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. It's not emulating Tom Waits on bass. It's just, you know, playing how you interpret that music. If that makes any sense to anybody.
No, I completely understand what you're saying. I understand exactly what you're saying. And Tom Waits is now there are plenty of people that won't agree with me or you on that. But the first time, this was a long time ago. First time I heard Tom Waits, I was, oh, this guy gets it.
Yeah.
He just gets it. He understands the music. You know?
Absolutely.
I remember the first time I heard him, I was just like, this voice is horrible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
But then my brother was just like, no, you can't just you're not listening. So then he made me listen to more and more, and I was just like, wow, this is phenomenal.
I think it was,
actually.
like there's
Yeah,
acoustic
yeah.
guitars. Yeah. Like there's clean acoustic guitars and there's distorted electric guitars. Like they're all guitars. It's like his voice.
And
There's
there's
clean
random
singers.
Yeah.
And there's the dirty singer. It's not he's a bad singer. He just has
Oh, but now it's
way
grown on
more
me. I love his voice now.
conviction
Like,
than anybody. You know,
it fits everything he does.
sells
Too. It's
it.
perfect.
His voice is his voice. That's what he was
Yeah.
given. And he said, okay, well, this is what I've got, so I have to learn how to use it. And it can't do a lot of these things, but it can do a lot of these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, and I guess that's part of what I take away with our playing is that, I mean, I know my strengths and our strengths. We play what we play. We're not going to try and be
We're not gonna do some
country actor
like
or-
Queen harmonies or
sure
anything.
like weird. We play what we play. You play your best thing out forward and give it
Yeah.
your all. That kind of thing. When you're asking about influences, I guess bands like that to me are like a genre in themselves. Like there's not a lot of Tom Waits, not a lot of Zappas. There's not a lot, you know, Talking Heads.
Yeah.
Like bands that kind of on their own little islands in a way, you know, kind of did their own thing. That's my greatest loves.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's okay. I mean, every band has to find their own voice.
Sure.
Every individual has to find their own voice.
If you're playing for the audience, you think about like what do they want to hear. You're gonna lose a lot. You know, you gotta
First you have to know what you're singing.
sure.
And the ultimate of that is you have to understand who's singing it, right?
Sure.
So who's playing it, whatever. And that's a very difficult thing sometimes, especially if you're you know, a little kid in a room by yourself, surrounded by your family that loves you but doesn't understand an instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And said, "Oh, you want a guitar or whatever? We love you here."
And then it's not a hobby.
Yeah.
You know, it's a
And they don't get it maybe because that's much less true around here. But you know, some kid is like bitten, and he's going, "Oh, I gotta have it. Okay, you're a good kid. We'll buy it for you, or we'll take it out, you know, out of your allowance or something." And he gets his guitar and he goes,
yeah.
"It makes this sound and this sound."
Just exploring the instrument.
Yeah,
you know,
it just-
absolutely.
And then he learns to make a chord, wait, this chord becomes that chord, and along the way, and he's just lost in there, and he doesn't have anybody
Sure.
to talk to. And he goes on the internet, it's got their explorations, but it's not this, you know, so he just gets lost in this. And ultimately, he has to find his own way.
Mm-hmm.
But when he does, boom, then you've got somebody like you guys.
'Cause honestly, for years when I first started playing, I didn't play with groups for a while. You know, I was playing with my favorite CDs, taking lessons.
Yep.
A lot of that, spending time with your instrument, learning your instrument, not, you know, not the blues or rock. You're learning the bass to be a bassist. You know what I mean? So just diving in, finding accidents, finding what works, just exploring.
See, I
You
went
gotta dive in.
I did that except with the band way. I have a drum kit now. Start
Sure,
a band.
I mean, yeah,
and
that's-
just
you
go
definitely
at
gotta-
it. Suck. Just go at it and be the worst you can be.
Play with
and
the
then you get a
biggest
little
people
better.
you can, you know? Yeah.
And then you get a little
absolutely.
better.
Yep.
And then you figure out, well, this works. Well, hold on. If I do it like this, sounds even cooler. Let me try
Absolutely.
that. Before you
Yeah.
know it, your songs turn into good songs, and then better songs, and then great songs.
That outside influence and
Yeah.
ideas you wouldn't have thought of and
Yeah, exactly.
happy accidents.
I love like coming to festivals like this and seeing bands I've never heard of and being like, oh,
I would never thought to do
that's
that.
tight.
Yeah.
Like I can't help myself. Like, being a drummer, I think it also kind of ruins shows for me because I am so fixated on the drummer. And I'm just like, what's he doing? How's he doing that? Is that something I do? Could I do that?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Like, all right, let's remember it. Put it in the bank and go home and try it.
But are both of you coming from it as, I sort of did this, and in this particular step or relationship, it sounded good, therefore I will remember it, and then later figured out exactly what it was? Like the particular chord progression?
Yeah, I mean, rarely. You know, I think it's more maybe, I don't know. I hear what you're saying. It's not like a take the part almost.
No, it's here and be like, that's cool. Now go home and mess around with that in my mind. And
Yeah.
just like, okay,
You know the sound.
yeah, here's
Sure.
what they did and how it sounded. Now, how can I incorporate like that technicality into my
Right,
drum playing or
right.
something? Or that was a cool drum roll.
Or-
Can I remember how he did that and like just play around with it and be like,
Sure.
oh, okay, well if I do it this way, it's, you know, has that same feel, but it's done in my own way.
Because, you know, the other way to look at writing a song is like, well, you've got, you know, here's the tonic and the subdominant and all that.
Oh
and you
God,
have-
no, I don't know anything like
Yeah,
that.
Right.
I feel like I studied enough to have a healthy understanding of music, but not study enough. Because I know I've met bass players that can't play unless it's sheet music. Like you can't improvise at all. You can't.
Right.
So it's like, to me, so you can't speak a sentence besides reading it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you don't have any ideas on the bass. You know, you have to just read this script and play that script on bass.
Right.
Like that kind of thing. Just
Which is something we love to do. Like the opposite end of that is in our sets, we'll usually do a song called What Tonight Sounds Like.
Yeah.
And it's just an open jam.
It's
And
literally
whatever it
what tonight
sounds like
sounds
is
like.
literally what tonight sounds like.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, so and
definitely
it
have-
pushes us to
Yeah.
play tighter with each other and learn to recognize when somebody's going to change or something. So it just makes us more of like one individual.
Well, I mean, you know, that's you've got the guys who play by ear, and by that I mean male or female, playing by ear, and you've got playing by sheet music.
sure.
Yeah.
And
I can't read sheet music, so I'm not like putting it down. I just like, that's
Yeah.
my approach
I was
to
about to
music.
say,
You know what I mean?
if
I'm
somebody
not.
puts
Yeah.
some sheet music in front of me, like, I can read it, but it's gonna take me a long
Long
time.
time.
It's more of
to
a
just be like,
decipher.
okay,
It's not a, yeah. I'm not.
hi-hat
Yeah.
here, okay, this next line, okay, that's bass drum. Oh, ooh, they're supposed to be at the same time. Okay, here we go.
yeah, right. That's
Sure.
not what you came up with.
Yeah, not at all.
And
I
yet
could never
the-
be in an orchestra, but
Yeah.
I do what I do. You know.
Now, if they just want me to sit in and put a beat down that stays pocket, yeah, I can do that.
Oh yeah. Don't show me anything.
Yeah.
Just let me hear it
Yeah, exactly.
and feel it.
Which I
Sure.
think that's one good thing about Nashville is that there are so many random kind of open jams and stuff around, so you have the ability to jump in and get better at playing with everybody else just on a limb. Just like, all right, sit in, play drums. Oh, what are we playing? I don't know, just go for it and play.
Learn from your mistakes a lot more than your
Yeah.
successes.
Yeah.
And I've obviously been to Nashville a number of times. Let's just put it that way, since I'm ancient. And yeah, I've been to a couple of those, and they are awesome.
Yeah.
As long as you know your place and are
Mhm.
polite, they will, sure, come on.
Sure.
Yep.
And it's amazing how much you can learn in one of those.
When no one's trying to one up the next guy, it's everyone's just playing for the,
Just
you
like,
know,
hey,
for
let's
the
ju-
song,
yeah,
for the
let's
evening.
just
Yeah.
play, yeah.
Yeah, we want to make pretty music, and
Yeah.
if oh yeah, sure, come on, we all that we want, and if it does come around to you and you just play something simple, that's okay,
Sure.
because that's all you know. We don't care.
Yeah.
Just
It
don't.
sounds great together.
Yeah, just don't
Yeah.
try and be Jack Black. You know, no,
Sure.
don't do that because you can't.
Yeah.
If you do, you will never be allowed in again.
Especially in those towns that you don't know who you're standing next to. Like, they might not even be famous, but they
Oh.
can show you up on an instrument. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, I
Nashville
have.
Cats, you
we
know?
we can swap some
That's-
stories. I have been in the room when that happened.
Sure.
Yep. Goodbye.
It's always the ones that talk about how good they are, the ones that seem to fall.
Yeah. Let's just say that I saw somebody trying to show off, and then I saw somebody put him down
Sure.
Yeah.
with bluegrass music.
Politely, and yeah.
Yeah,
that
which
works.
is like, you can't move your fingers that fast.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, which literally was, I don't know how he did it.
It's a musical fly swatter. Just
Oh yeah,
ended it.
it's like, yeah, just this old guy. I won't mention any names. You looked at him like he had something on the bottom of his shoe. And the guy got down, he sighed, picked up his mandolin. I'm getting close to saying who it was. And just scorched the room.
They hit the turbo button and just took off and drag race, you know?
Yeah.
It's gone.
He's like, here we go, and thank you.
And I win.
Yeah.
And just scorched the
Yeah.
room.
Just be so modest about it afterwards too. Just like, oh, cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he was just very calm, just sitting there. None of this, with face, no
Yeah.
faces, no,
Yeah.
just sitting there playing.
Theatrics.
Yeah, no theatrics, no tricks, no standing up on tables or anything. Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
just in the same position there, sitting.
He's playing his instrument.
Yeah, this was back in the day, of course, but it's like, okay, I get the picture,
Sure.
and yeah, hats off.
Yeah.
So I understand how it works, and
It's would the saying work then like don't judge a guitar by its owner or its player.
yeah,
Like, don't look at him just like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna know how to play that.
Yeah, well, wait till you hear him. So you guys play good.
Yeah, thank you. Really do.
Do you have any gigs lined up yet, or
No.
I know you're brand
Just
new.
getting the ball rolling again.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just like, all right, we'll play this festival, and, well, all right, now we're done, so we'll figure out what step 2 is.
Well, let's see.
Maybe some more open jams and writing new songs off that.
Well, we got to fill up a couple of minutes. Tell me about writing new songs. What
We
do you
were
look-
always looking for somewhat been looking for a third. We have played a few shows with a sax player. We kind of had to be.
Now that would be
Because
interesting.
the way I play more lead than like a bass traditional line. So like sax can play bass lines, I can play up high, I can play bass lines, they can take solos. It just frees up. It's so exponential, having something steady. And
Yeah, there's
something
no
else to
real
play on top.
rule that says that you have to play the bass
Exactly.
as a
Yeah.
as a
root in the fifth.
yeah.
Yeah. He's playing the instrument. I
Yeah.
mean, like Entwistle, John Entwistle from the Who. Like he always.
Well,
I mean,
that's actually what I was thinking of.
yeah, he's about like he was an electric bass guitarist. He did never call himself a bassist. He's like, I'm not a bassist. I'm an electric bass guitar player. Like that kind of thing.
And actually, he did play the root in the fifth a lot, but too bad.
Yeah, yeah.
It's yeah. So what are you looking for? Anything that fits?
Really, anyone that's like-minded. We had
Yeah.
a few that came out to shows and played a show and then never heard from them. That kind of thing. Came to practice.
Oh, yeah, we had one lined up. Comes in, practices. Was like, all right, cool, you got it. We're going to play a show like the next day or something. And it was just he wouldn't answer his
It's
phone,
like, just
never
tell us,
showed
you
up.
know, just you don't want to do. You don't want to do.
Just
Yeah,
blew
exactly.
you off, huh?
Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of, it's Nashville. A lot of people want to be hired guns, work for the day, get paid. Like it's hard to find, especially with something a little different like ours, something you want to commit to as a band, as a
Yeah.
group, not a work for the night. See you in a couple weeks if you have a job, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Well-
I don't trust those players.
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna come in and do your piece. You're not
Which
gonna.
is-
you're not gonna get too creative with it or
Sure.
anything. It'll sound great.
I just want someone that wants to be a part of it, put in their influence.
Come get weird.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's pretty open as to what instrument you get. Depends more on the player.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
We're really actually looking for a chef to hang out on the front of our stage, so they can serve some small tacos.
For
To
small
people.
talk.
small tacos.
Yeah.
Small tacos with small talk.
Yeah. That's the priority. I think
So
at
you-
least 1.5.
Food and good music. All
Exactly.
Well, now that might get you some gigs.
We're a package deal.
Don't know what to expect, but you'll leave happy.
Yeah.
And
Do it as a whole show.
Yeah.
As a kind of what was that? Trying to remember the show. It wasn't like Cirque du Soleil, but it was one of those French deals where they had the bizarre kind of
Variety, like a
yeah.
curious.
Yeah, the Circuit Curious kind of thing. I don't know
Okay.
what it was, but you could do something like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
And give them a show.
Give 'em a show.
I love doing
That's-
theatrics.
Yeah, like I love just playing shows with the band's playing, everyone's having fun, but I definitely want to be the band you remember. You know, we're playing with a purpose. You know, we're definitely having fun. We want everyone to have fun, but we definitely want to be the one you walk home like that band was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I will see them again.
Well, I mean, you've got to have some people there anyway, selling merchandise or whatever. You might as well put them to work.
Cooking.
Yeah, as
Cooking
part of the
small
show.
tacos.
As part of the show. I mean, I don't know what other licenses you'd have to get or whatever
Looking at the small taco fees,
for the
licensing fees.
I mean,
It's like, this is a 200 capacity building. You can't bring a grill in here.
exactly.
It's
Little fajita
enclosed.
plate. Hey, this is
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Great.
Where can
weekend out here.
where can we, meaning the audience, find out more?
Stop that. Small talk.
It's coming.
Search. There's some stuff on YouTube.
Yes,
There's
there is
some,
stuff on YouTube. Yeah.
Type in some Small Talk Live, some Nashville stuff comes in. It's older, but
Okay.
still gives you
It's
a good
something.
representation.
Yeah.
Do you have a YouTube channel yet?
No. Not that I'm aware of.
I think it's we'll
Okay.
be setting up at Small Talk Music
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Small Talk Music on YouTube. You're setting it up. You're not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it'll probably be like,
think that's what we-
it's small talk.
Okay. Well, we'll settle all that, and then you can come back on the air when you got all set up. How's
Sounds good, yeah.
that? All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Thank you.